for educational, entertainment purposes only. And if you're coming into my chat, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And please be positive. If you don't be positive, you will be removed. Everybody want to talk. Everybody want to call me. Y'all hold on, let me answer the phone for my dad right quick. Hello, welcome back to my channel, Georgia Girl, Woman Wellness and more. And I'm your host, Georgia Girl. Today, I'll be sharing some information about stress awareness. I did one show on Wellness Wednesday. I was talking about what is stress and what stress does to our body, mind, and soul. Today, I just want to share about stress is the silent killer. If a lot of people didn't know that a lot of people are dying from stress in silence. It affects them mentally, physically, and emotionally. So I want everybody to know I'm not a doctor or nurse. I just put out awareness. I share information. So today I will be sharing some information concerning what they call stress, the silent killer. And I'll be talking about some ways to manage stress. We all deal with stress in some type of form. So that's what we'll be talking about today or this afternoon. And if you're coming in the chat, please be respectful. Let's respect who's in the chat and also respect me as the host. And if you would like to come up on the panel, let me know. I can drop the link. And if you want to share anything that concerning about stress, you can. So, but I hope everybody have had a beautiful Friday. Spring is here. Hope everybody's enjoying that sunshine. I know a lot of people are on spring break, and I pray that you all and your families, if you're traveling, please be safe. Take precautions. Keep your hand washed. Different things like that, because there's a lot of things out there in the air. You don't want to bring nothing back home. So I'm about to come on camera. Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Georgia Girl. And sorry about the delay. And I was on YouTube Direct. I was with YouTube Direct. Might hit a washing machine too. I was with YouTube Direct trying to go live, but I think it's something going on with my camera. But if you're new to here, I welcome you. If you've been with me for a while, thank you for coming back. And of course, I am Georgia Girl. And over here, I try to share things from wellness to awareness to meal preps to entertainment, uplifting. I do a lot of motivation. I'm all about uplifting myself along with others. So I will get into my commentary. Today I want to talk about why do they call stress the silent killer? And if you're dealing with any type of chronic stress or anxiety or depression or anything like that, just know that you're not alone. There are millions of people out in the world that does deal with it. And if you need someone to talk to, there's numbers you can call, and there are some support groups and different things that could help you during that time. Just always remember, you're not alone. So getting into my commentary, I'll be talking about the silent killer, stress. And why do they call it the silent killer? That's what I'll be sharing today. I was just putting out some disclaimers. Anything I read or share is for educational purposes only. I see Kenneth that came on the other live. Kenneth Bird, I see you came in this one. Six Bowls, I had saw you on the other one. But my camera, I got to see that I clean my camera on my phone and see how that worked. But I'm just going to go with what I got. So today commentary is about stress. April is Stress Awareness Month. If you can hear me, see me clear, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. So I will be reading an article about why is stress is called the silent killer. Hold on. Like I said, a lot of people is hurting out there in the world today. They're seeing they they seeing how things are with the society, with the food prices. Some people probably lost their jobs. Different things might be affecting people mentally to deal, and that's why they're going through stress. I had went over some things about what really caused stress: losing a job, losing a relationship, not being able to be in your children's life, or you co-parenting, or we having financial issues, things like that. It's a lot of things that lead up to stress. I stress, and I'm sure people that watching me stress also. But the thing about it is just how you let that stress affect you mentally. Do you let it take over you? Do you deal with it? Or do you just let it consume your life? And the reason they call stress the silent killer, and I'll be reading this. This is an article that I'm reading, and this is for educational entertainment purposes only. Like I said, if you're in my chat, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And if you're watching a replay, I would love to have a thumbs up also. Stress is called a silent killer because it's damaging effects on health, including increased risk of heart disease, weakening the immune system, and mental health issues. Can develop gradually and often without obvious immediate symptoms, making it difficult to recognize and address until it's too late. And what they're saying, these are some of the things that stress does affect. It causes heart disease. You can have a stroke, but don't get too overwhelmed with your stress and don't go see about yourself. There are things you can do. We're gonna get into ways to manage stress. There are some techniques we all can try. And me dealing with anxiety, I know my main thing is staying calm. Try not to overbear myself with things that out of my control. Things that I can deal with, I deal with it. The things that I can't worry about it. So I just read to y'all why they call stress the silent killer. Sometimes people can look at a person and say, it seems like she's stressed out or he's stressed out. Hey, Frank. Okay. Thank you. I was trying to go through YouTube direct. I think it's something wrong with my camera. I've been trying to clean it, so I'm on StreamYard. I'm just putting out some commentary. How you doing? Good to see you. That's fine. You watching a movie? What are you watching? And I was just talking about stress. This is part two. You know, I said I was going to be doing a series because April is Stress Awareness Month, and I was just going to share. Okay. And thank you for being in the background. I appreciate you. So I guess you wanted to, it's two people showing. I guess you one of them. Thank you. Hey, Sassy, how are you doing? Good to see you. How y'all been doing this week? I've been, seeing some of y'all been walking, and I've been seeing some of your videos and things like that. Y'all doing okay? Y'all enjoying this spring weather? I'm sharing about stress awareness because April is Stress Awareness Month. And I was just sharing that stress is a silent killer. It lead up to high blood pressure, heart disease, strokes, and a lot of people ignore it. A lot of people ignore stress, but don't ignore it because it will affect your mental health, your physical health, and all. I'm sharing this information. I'm not a doctor or nurse. It's just for educational entertainment purposes only. And I'll be reading, I read about why stress is called the silent killer. Because there are people that don't speak on, okay, thank God it's Friday, amen. Um, a lot of people are suffering and dealing with stress silently. Some people feel like they can't talk to no one about their problems, or they try to deal with them on their own because they don't want to be a burden to someone. If someone is going through some major stress and things going on in your life, if you can't talk to someone close to you, there are 1-800 numbers that you can call. There are groups that can help you, and you can be anonymous. Never feel like you're alone out here dealing with stress, depression, anxiety, PSTD, those things, because there are millions of people that does deal with it, and they learn to manage with it. Tyler Perry, duplicity. I don't let YouTube stop me from doing. That's right. Do your thing. I've been basically busy all day myself. I just decided to come on. Uh, what is that playing on? I've been seeing them talking about that movie. Is it on Tubi or Netflix? What is it on? Because I hear a lot of people say it's good. What is they playing on, Frank? And right here is more explanation about Amazon Prime. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, you been there. Good. I'm getting help. That's good. Yeah. The day just ain't my day. Uh, I've been there too. Sassy. I've been there too, honey, and still dealing with anxiety, but it's not as bad as it was. But it's a process. It's a process. And don't never think that you're different because you're dealing with anxiety or depression or stress. No, it's not a good feeling. It's not a good feeling at all. But you can overcome it in your own way. You overcome it in your own way. You deal with it where you're able to manage. So what are some, I know your walking is one of the main things you do to help your anxiety and things. So what else some of the things that you like to do, Sassy, if you're still in the chat? What else are some of the things that you try to do to manage your stress, your anxiety? I know walking is excellent. That's excellent. I like to meditate. Sometimes I find myself writing. I be writing. I be cooking. Um, just talking and just being able to talk to someone. Sometimes me and my best friend in real life, sometimes we share things, like she'll hear me out, I hear her out. But I have been to therapy. I have been to therapy also, Sassy. I went to therapy for a good while right after my cancer diagnosis because I couldn't handle the situation of being diagnosed with cancer and other illnesses. And sometimes now I still find myself stressing, but I said, God will make a way. I always say God is a way maker. Because if it weren't for him, I wouldn't be here today. So I try not to put too much in the stuff that is not, listening music, watching movies, listening music, listening to podcasts. Because I tell y'all one thing, if you get too stressed out, it can really kill you. It can mess with you mentally. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to go, I don't want to go out like that. I don't want to go out saying, ooh, that woman knows she was stressed out right there. And one thing I was saying in my other life, I refuse. I refuse to let social media stress me out. This channel here, I'm not going to let it stress me out. Whether I have people in my chat or not, I still keep pushing. I still keep moving forward, but I don't let it affect me in real life. You see what I'm saying? Because this is entertainment. Um, yes, he deserves our amen. It caught, yes. Weight gain, hair loss, all that. I know. I know. I know. I've been there. I've done that. I'm still dealing with it. Hey, Lorette. 6 bowls on bike, girl. I had to come through string yard. Then my internet acting like it want to act crazy. I said, today just ain't no. I said, it seemed like it don't want me to be great today, 6 bowls. But you know what? I'm going to keep on pushing a few more minutes. Good to see everyone. What I was talking about today was stress being a silent killer. And what do we mean by stress being a silent killer? There are people suffering, y'all. They have chronic stress. There are 3 types of stress: chronic, acute, and just stress. Some people handle stuff better than others. You know, kudos to people that say they are stress free. Kudos to y'all people that are stress free. You know what I'm saying? Because there are things that causes you to be stressed. We look at the economy today. Look at the economy today, y'all. Then they wonder why people are doing some of the things they do. You go in the grocery store, you might have a list that you want to just pick up because you know right now you got a budget. And you wondering if you're going to have enough to feed your family. Yours chronic? Okay. Good to see you, Lorette, Dot, and 6 bowls. I mean, you don't have to tell me or not. Are you taking medication? I mean, it's up to you if you want to enclose that. But I have to take medication for anxiety. And I was trying to keep from taking it, but I take it. Because I do find myself getting overwhelmed. But I have came a mighty long way. I'm on the flash floor one. I believe that's what's going on. If y'all see me glitch out because of the internet, but my phone 6 bowl, I'm gonna have to try to stick it out, get my lens clean because it was working fine early this morning. I'm on my computer right now, but it keep glitching like the internet going in and out. But I'm on the flash for one, and yeah, my blood pressure is still high. I'm not taking that stuff. You're not gonna take the medication, 6 bowls. Well, you do something to keep that blood pressure down now. You do something to keep it down. Yeah, it's charged. Yeah, but they saying it's partly the sun that went down now. But it was something going on with the internet the other day when I was live. Yeah. So what are you trying to do to lower it? You changes. I know you said you've been trying to hey young Riz, how you doing? I seen that little baby picture. You was just so cute. Today we're talking about the silent. This is part 2. I'm doing like a couple of episodes about stress, and then I'm gonna do some about autism. Because April is Stress Awareness Month, and it's also Autism Awareness Month. Like I said, I'm not a doctor or nurse or anything. I'm just only a YouTube creator, and I'm sharing information to benefit myself along with others because I do deal with anxiety and depression and stress. make those things worse, y'all. So right here is just saying why they call it a silent killer. It weakens your immune system for one thing, and it affects your mental health. Linked to major health problems, prolonged stress can contribute to a wide range of health issues, including cardiovascular disease, weakened immune function, and mental health conditions like anxiety and depression. And just what I was saying. Um, I know when I get real stressed, it acts up. My anxiety acts up. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about ways to manage it. You know, if I get too overwhelmed, I know because I done got stressed out by something. And like I said the other day, we are human, y'all. We are human. And we do make mistakes. And we're not perfect. And we gonna worry. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I don't worry, but I try not to let it consume me. I try to have it where I'm able to manage with it. So, young Reds, I've been suffering through anxiety since childhood. Yeah. So the ones in the chat that dealing with anxiety, are y'all taking medication? Don't be ashamed. I take it. I've been to therapists. I be doing my, since I don't go to my therapist now, but um there are some things that I did was doing in therapy that I can do at home. Long as I'm taking my medication, I'm fine. What makes you stress out? Sometimes what make you stressed out, a loss of job, financial situation, relationship, um, probably social media, family issues. I had named a few of those the other day. Family issues, like you have a problem with your family, if you've been going through a divorce or separation, um, loss of income. And then social media could play a part on it because a lot of people get cyberbullying and stuff like that. Oh, you don't need meds. You did talk and listen to music. Okay. You have Muslim beads. That's good. So you've been doing good since you said you started having anxiety as a child. So as an adult, it got a little better for you. Okay. And congrats to you on your fast, and you did 30 days. That was awesome. Yes, there are different things that cause stress. All of that up onto all the time. Now I just don't. Oh, okay. Sometimes you have to just take a deep breath. You know, sometimes you just have to just breathe and say, look, it gonna get better. But we gotta believe and have faith that those things will get better. You know, the things that we can be stressed out by the littlest things. We can stress out about some of the littlest things that we just can't control. Like I said, I admit a year or two ago, when my dad was going through what he was going through, I let it affect me mentally. I'm crying and worried and stressed about my dad. And I had to say, look, a girl told me, she said, your dad gonna be all right. But if you keep carrying on the way you doing, you are the one gonna be sick. You gonna continue to be sick. I just pray and give it to God. Amen. Exactly. Uh, Georgia girl, I have mentally recovered 9 times. I know you told me you are a walking testimony, young Riz. You are a walking testimony. I have stressed over things that never, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Things that we assume things that God had already worked out for us. Do y'all realize sometimes the things that we stress about, God already had fixed it for us. He already laid the plans out for us. When I was going through what I was going through with the cancer situation, I lost my job, wasn't sure how me and my husband were going to make it. I was going through all those things, but God had worked it out for me. It just didn't happen when I wanted to happen. It did not happen when I wanted to happen, but it happened. And see, that's what happened to a lot of us. We're not patient. We're not patient. We don't give it to God. We just try to deal with it on our own, and then we realize we shouldn't have been worried in the beginning because God had already worked it out. But we're human. We are human. I'm trying to read y'all. You had to learn to trust your own plan. Okay. What did it say exactly? And what else did she say? I'm trying to put y'all comment on the thing, but I gotta see it first. Okay. Yeah, young Riz have shared that with us about him. For him to be young as he is, he been through a lot. He's just still in his 20s, right? And but that's a lot. That's good, Riz. Okay. I had to learn to trust God more. That is the main thing, y'all. Yes, trust ourselves, but trust God first. Because he know exactly what's best for us. I be forgetting I got high blood pressure. You have to remind me. Girl, how you be forgetting? I know my blood pressure is up because I deal with chronic pain. And they told me as long as I'm dealing with pain, my blood pressure gonna be up and down. Lately, it's been kind of normal. It's been kind of normal lately. I make sure I take my medicine, but when I don't take my medicine, I can tell the difference. I start feeling dizzy. My blood pressure had went up to 200 one time. They told me I was threatening a stroke or probably a heart attack. So I had to start calming myself down and giving it to God. I was just laying around, my head, and I know when my blood pressure be up also when my head be hurting. My head hurt, and if my eyes get red, yeah, it had got up to 200. The top number was 200 over 180, y'all. It sure was. It sure was. So I had to buy me one of those blood pressure monitor. My doctor was telling me to check my blood pressure every day because I was stressing. You hear me? Stressing caused me to be that. And I said, I can't do this. I said, don't my family gonna be burying me. And it was last year. It was last year, the year before last when my dad was sick and going through what he was going through. I was letting what was going on affect me mentally. Until my doctor said, you're hurting yourself. I'm like this. And I always have been this way. Do you know Anita? Don't come in here with that now. How do we greet people at their houses? Do you knock on people's doors? Can one of my moderators get iconic? Or he didn't even come in my chat and speak. If someone come in the chat and don't speak to me and recognize the chat, get them out. I don't play disrespect. Get them out my chat. This is my house. This is my channel. You don't come in. Let me get you out. What my moderator at? Hold on. I get you. I'm gonna get you. First of all, you asking me about someone. I don't know who that is, but you didn't even come in and speak. I don't mind you coming in, but you always supposed to enter. You supposed to enter a chat and speak to me, respect me, say, hey host, how are you doing? You come here and ask me about another YouTube creator. I don't like that. Y'all know. Thank you, Young Riz. Somebody, this ain't my house. It is my house. See, stuff like that. People like that think they be want to try to stress you. But no, that's not happening. Somebody, this ain't my house. I'm going to treat it like my house. But yeah, see, people like that, they try to get up under your skin, but he ain't going to get up under my skin. He'll troll. They looking for somebody. Type in their name, you might find them. But get back to my commentary. They say, is stress really a silent killer? Is it really a silent killer? What you say, Frank? Frank, they come here, they kill me coming here asking about other YouTube creators. I don't know who that is. Yeah, see, stuff like that will stress you if you let it. Stuff like that will stress you. I don't know who they. It was somebody they were asking about. I don't know. But if anybody come in like that, get them out, y'all. I don't play disrespect. At least speak to me. Say, hey, hoes, how you doing? Come on. And speak to the chat. You know? They say, is stress really a silent killer? Do y'all think stress is a silent killer? Do y'all think stress is a silent killer? Yes, it is. And I'm going to tell y'all the types of stress. Feeling stressed before a big work presentation is likely to have a major impact on your health. This type of worry called acute stress. You know, like, just for instance, if you're on your job and if you up for a test, just for instance, okay, your boss man or your boss lady told you on Friday now, we're going to give you a test. We want to see what you have learned on the job, or we want to see what are your skills. And the test ain't till Friday, but they told you on Monday. I'm just going to say me. I'm going to be stressing. I'll be like, Lord, what kind of question going to be on that test? See, that's called acute stress. That's just something you just be like, oh, I'm just wondering, am I gonna pass? That's something you can control. You see what I'm saying? You don't have to worry about that because that test is a test. You know you got to, yes, like coming up for a promotion. That is stressful. Georgia girl, I have literally felt like the sins of the people who committed those crimes make Muslim like me look bad. And I feel like I'm carrying their sins. Even though I didn't do anything. Wow. You feel like that, Young Riz, because of what they do? You shouldn't carry that burden on you, Young Riz, because Muslim or whoever do those things, that don't make you that kind of person. And you shouldn't have to feel guilty or should have to have that stress on you because of who they are. But why, Young Riz? Georgia girl, I should not though, however it feels like that. One way of stressing I do. But why? People know that you're not doing those things. But I can understand what you're saying, though. I can understand what you're saying because that you are a Muslim or whatever your religion is, and we see how things, and we hear about all types of things on the news, but that's not who you are. That's not who you are. But yeah, going up for a promotion, that's gonna be very stressful. My biggest stress, I stress about my health. Y'all I've been seeing how I was when I got this procedure. And then it seemed like I couldn't get back right. I kept on saying, something ain't right. I said, I got the procedure because I wasn't swallowing food. And then after a few days, it's still like I wasn't swallowing food. I called that doctor. I said, look, something ain't right. I told him something ain't right. Because y'all said I should be, able to swallow my food within 24 hours. So I had started to stress. Then I started to pray and found out I had a do it do anybody know Anita Val? No, I don't know them. And who are they? Are they somebody that we need to know? I don't know them. I'm so sorry. Who is that? Who are they looking for, y'all? Do y'all know who they looking for? I'm sorry. They trying to find somebody named Anita. I hope y'all found them. They're not in my chat. I'm sorry. Georgia girl, I know, but I'm empty. Uh, you can't compare yourself to other people because you're not them. That's true. Young Red, you shouldn't have to have that on you like that. Don't carry that load for other because of those people. Yes, Georgia girl, yes, I'm a Muslim though, but sometimes those feelings literally come because of after hearing that. However, I know what you mean. Okay. I understand what you're saying, young Riz. Your heart is so you have the heart kind of like me. You want everything to be okay. You don't want things to happen to people, especially how things are going on now. You don't want to but that don't people won't judge you for what other Muslims do because you're not them. And don't never put yourself in that situation with them. They the one need to grow up and do what they supposed to do. Okay. Long as you fine, young Riz. You know I be have to check on you now. You know that. That's true, Frank. But he feel like, just for instance, okay, you're part of a group, and y'all know I was part of the dream team, and I'm still is, but I got my own channel. I do the things on my channel. You might see some come in and stuff like that. And we all had our opinions about the Art Kelly case. But there was also some people that, and I'm not saying it doesn't matter how you feel about him or what he done or what he didn't do. Everybody had their opinion. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't agree with you, or that don't mean that I accept it. Okay, Jeff, for instance, they said the man Art Kelly did this, he did that. But that don't mean that I accept that kind of situation. That don't mean I accept those type of behavior if he was alleged to do those things. Y'all get what I'm saying, right? Because I'm part of a group that was fighting for him. But I do have my own opinion about that situation. You see what I'm saying? Because everybody is not going to agree on everything. Everybody's not going to have the same opinion about things. Okay. Young Riz is talking about, okay. Frank, however, normally it don't bother me, but I know being human just happened. Okay, young Red, stress will put you in the hospital, take you out if you worry about it. That's true. Frank, I don't let stress get to that level. We shouldn't. We shouldn't, y'all. But it happens. It does happen. So acute stress is just like a spur of like I said, you could be getting ready for a promotion and you might be like stressed out about it. Am I going to do a good job? Are they going to give me the job? Joy girl, I know I just accept my emotions and let it out. I understand. And that's what you do, y'all, Riz. Don't hold it in. If you need to shout it out, talk to someone, that's what you do. If you feel like your emotion is it's affecting you mentally, because that's what stress do. It will affect you mentally. So acute stress only lasts a short while. We're stressing about a promotion. That's just something that you can get over. Hey, Miss Key, how you done? Good to see you. How you feeling? Cause I know you've been like up under the weather. That's why we didn't do the appreciation thing today. Miss Key has been up under the weather, but I think she's bouncing back. Um, I've been talking to her offline. She says she's doing okay. And we're gonna try to do the appreciation next Friday. I know she got some more things to take care of too, but yeah, we still gonna acknowledge challengers next week. Let's see. The next stress is they says different types of stress. We got the acute stress. That's something that ain't gonna last a while. The next one is chronic stress, and Sassy says she deal with chronic stress. And I deal with stress because I deal with chronic pain. And when I be in pain, when my pain is chronic, that means certain parts of my body, I feel more pain. And it ain't like it like my pain is just like this, y'all. Y'all know how if somebody throw a dot at something, those things, I might get pain in my shoulder. I might feel pain in my back. I might feel it in my leg. It's just like it doesn't stay in one place. That's what they call. I got chronic pain. It's called fibromyalgia. That means it's happened on different parts of my body. I could be sitting up here now. I could be in pain, but if I be in severe pain, you won't see me. But what I'm saying is, chronic is something that never seems to go away. Yes, you could have chronic stress. Let me tell y'all what chronic stress is. On the other hand, chronic stress sticks around. It may stem from big life changes such as leaving a job, getting married, going through a breakup, having a child, or being diagnosed with a new health condition. It might also develop from ongoing challenges such as financial worries or problems at home or work. You can avoid acute stress. Now, acute stress is like a spur of a moment stress. Yeah, you might worry about your job today, but they're gonna probably put you on in other words, if you're on your job, right, and you go to work that day and they say, well, we're gonna put you in another position. Yes, you're gonna be stressed, but it might be a good thing that they move. You know what I'm saying? Acute stress is something that easily go away, but chronic, it's ongoing. And Sassy has said she been dealing with chronic stress. So whatever she's going through, she probably been going through it for years, right, Sassy? Because she said it's been like ongoing thing. And that's me. I have chronic stress along with my pain because I be like, Lord, I used to ask God, why me? But they say you're supposed to stop questioning God, y'all. They said we don't supposed to question him. You think you got PTSD? Why you think that, Simbo? I can drop the link if anybody want to come up and share how they're feeling and why they feel the way they feel when it come down to stress. I'm on StreamYard today if y'all want to come up, just let me know. I'll drop the link. I was trying to go through direct, but something going on with my camera on my phone. Young Riz is 6 bowls. Sometimes I go through phases of guilt. Wow. So why you think you going through PSTD? You think you're going through that? So far we know we have acute stress and we have chronic stress. Remember, chronic stress is something ongoing. You have challenges with it. It ain't like it going away. Cause anything chronic stays around. It stays around, and I know I deal with it. But you have to be able to manage it. You have to be able to manage it. Mickey, you never heard of that? I thought I had shared that before. I don't know. But like I said, sometimes when you're dealing with chronic stress, you might be going through a bad marriage. And y'all know I can't say I'm still married. Anybody that because your husband, oh yeah, because you lost your husband and your husband died. Yeah. And anybody that went through a bad breakup or a divorce, I'm sure that's a lot of stress because, especially if you got children involved, if you have been with your mate or your significant other for years and, y'all break up because of either financial reason or maybe they was cheating on you or you was cheating on them. That is enough to get you stressed out. But 6 bowl goes, seeking you talk to someone about it. Because I know the way he died was hurtful because those your children dad and stuff like that. And I'm sure that you think about him a lot and the good times, the bad time, and all of it. What Frank has said, stress almost took me a long time ago. So that's why I don't let a lot of stuff stress me out. I don't care what it is. See, that's what I'm saying. When you didn't experience some of these things, it make you take a second look at your life. Cause stress will kill you. I'm telling you. I know. I felt like I was gonna have a nerves breakdown about 2 years ago. Oh well, over a year ago. That was about my dad and some more stuff. It felt like I was having a nervous breakdown. I'm just gonna tell y'all because, and I'm sure Miss Key and 6 bowl, Frank probably too, probably know I'm the only girl in my family. It's 5 brothers and me, and it seemed like I'm the one everybody turn to, go to. Uh, in other words, I'm that go-to person. I'm the one that have to make like major decisions for my mom and my dad. And I'm dealing with my own health issues. And sometimes I um I ask God to just give me strength. I really do. I ask him daily for his strength. And because I be want to make the right decisions when it come out of my parents. Because they're both elderly. They're both have to have care at times. And it's up to me. I'm gonna have to be the one to make those decisions. And I don't be want to make the wrong decision for my parents. I be want to make sure, if y'all can get what I'm saying. Just like, hey, over fifth and fabulous, how you done? I'm back now, girl. I get to talking about stuff. You know how I be. It's just like YouTube wouldn't let me be great, so I had to go through string, y'all. I said, I'm out well. I said, I'm panel. I said, I got to start using, but it seemed like I get more hours when I go through YouTube direct, but it's just like something was going on my camera today. But we're talking about stress and why they call stress the silent killer. And people are dealing with acute stress and they're dealing with chronic stress. All stress, any type of stress is not good for you. But there are ways, we're going to talk about ways you can understand. Don't you be trying to type and drive. You just listen now. Um, Stress will kill us, but we're human. We are human, y'all. We are human. And we love our family and we do what we can for our family, but sometimes we have to be able to tell them, look, I can't do this. We have to tell them no sometimes. George, the example I gave first time, a major I go through sometime. Okay. If anybody want to come on the link, if anybody want to come on the panel, I can drop the link. Uh yes, they can definitely be overwhelming. That's true. Frank said I died during what, Frank? You said I died during you died during being. You saying you didn't you in other words, you saying you know how it is to be stressed out, cause Frank said stress almost took him out. Stress almost took him out. So he said he had to, in other words, and I didn't hear Frank say on his own channel. I think he did a video yesterday that he changed his life. And sometimes we have to change our life, our environment, um, in order to have peace, in order to get peace for ourselves. You know, when things are not good for you, whether people, places, or things, you got to get away from it. Like I said, my peace is everything. My peace means everything to me. So I deal with anxiety. I know how it is. And I've been dealing with it for the past. Like I said, I think my anxiety started up when I first was at the mall, when that boy was shooting at the mall. It seemed like when I get overwhelmed, I get like that. And then when things happen, like when my granddaughter was trying to kill herself, it affected me mentally. I had to witness my granddaughter saying she didn't want to be here no more. That affected me real bad. But I can't say so far this year. So far, we only been 3 months. I've been able to, because I'm starting to manage it and I'm starting to give it to God, but it's getting hard, it get challenging. So they put me on a medication to make sure I stay calm. But I'm good. I'm good. I mean, I deal with my health issues, but I'm good. But I can tell you, stress ain't nothing to play with. I used to come on my channel and be crying. Y'all would never know. Miss Key was like, she was wondering what was wrong with me. Because when I be and got stressed and I go through anxiety, that's what I do. I was living with what was going on. My dad affect me. I was living with what was going on. My granddaughter affect me until I started trying to learn a way to cope with these things. I found a way to give it to God and just let it stay there. But we human, y'all. We are human. He didn't never tell us that we shouldn't worry. God never said we shouldn't worry, but he did say to trust him. He did tell us to give all our anxiety, our thoughts to him. I ain't gonna preach y'all now. I ain't gonna preach that. I ain't gonna preach. But y'all know how I get sometimes. When I get to talking sometimes, hey Lemon, how are you? But we have to cast all our anxieties and give them to God. But we're human, y'all. We living in challenging times. We're living in hard times. Somebody out there not even sure how they gonna get a decent meal because they scraping their pennies trying to feed their families because the food prices are so high. They can't travel. They can't go out and enjoy their families because of the economy and the things that we're dealing with daily. They're stressing out, wondering if they're going to get their Social Security check next month. They're wondering if they're going to be able to get those food stamps on their card the way they used to. I mean, this is the things that we are dealing with daily, y'all. We are dealing with this daily. I did not vote for the president that's in office, but I respect people who did. It is a lot of things. See, he was born with a silver spoon in his mouth. Until that man really realized how people are living, until he can step into some of these people's shoes and see that people are hurting out here. They're stressed. They're wondering if they're going to get their check. It was a man up there at the store the other week. He was saying, I thought I was going to get my check. I think I told y'all this. He said, I thought I was going to get my check today. I said, maybe you'll get it. Because, you know, when it be 31 days in a month, your check might come on that 31 day, or it might come early. It all depends. He said, I'm wondering if I'm going to get my check. If I get it this month, they said Trump saying he going to cut our check off. I told that man, I said, look, Trump ain't God. Trump is a man. He's just a man. Of course, he signed those orders. But God, I'm telling y'all, God always had a final say so. He always had a final say so. He can sign whatever he wants to sign. But God have the last say so. God he see people are suffering. He see people are stressing. But until that man, this man almost lost his life. Trump almost lost his life. I don't talk about politics, but I got to say this right here. This man almost lost his life. What? How many times? Twice? God was warning him then. Do right by people. I'm not saying nothing against nobody voting for him. And this is what I have said, and this is what I will always say. He's our president, but make sure you taking care of the people in the United States. Get them food prices down. Get them food prices down. Let people live comfortable. You say you the man, you want to be in office, do the right thing by the people. People are stressing out about this stuff, wondering if they're going to get their paycheck, wondering if they're going to have enough money to provide for their children and stuff. Yeah, the only thing you could do is make your way to God, and he will guide you through. Amen. Now, let's welcome Lemon in the chat. Are you new, Lemon? Let's welcome Lemon in the chat. See, I like people coming in the chat. They're coming in speaking and respecting me as the host and respecting the chat. You don't come in talking about, asking me about another creator. The next person come in, ask me about somebody named Anna. Please get rid of them. And I hope they didn't found Anna. 2 people that came in asked me, do I know somebody named Anna Bell? No, I do not. But we're talking about stress. And what I'm going to get into now is the next segment. How do we manage stress? But just remember, you're not alone out here. Anybody that's dealing with chronic stress, acute stress, just know you're not alone. Find someone to talk to. If you can't talk to your friend, your family, talk to God. Talk to somebody. Just know that you're not alone. Somebody, you can call those 1-800 numbers. The internet trying to act up. When I get to going, but that devil trying to knock me out, y'all. Frank said he almost died 3 times. Ooh. Frank, you are a walking testimony. That's why I said people have been through some stuff, and they can tell you what they've been through, and they know it when nobody but God what brought them out of that. Like Young Riz, I see what he was saying. He trying to go back up. Cause y'all know what I get to talking now. Sometimes I like, woo, Jesus. But yes, he is the one we need to turn to, y'all. I pray for our president. Amen. I pray for our president. I really do. I pray that this man wake up and see what these people are going through every day. I do. He need prayer, y'all. That man need prayer. You hear me? He need prayer. So let's pray for him. Let's pray for Donald Trump. Let's pray that he open his eyes and see what he's doing is not the right thing. So right here, I'm talking about how stress affects your body and mind. Stress is more than just a feeling. It's a physical change that affects others process in your body. When you find yourself experiencing a stressful event, your brain do respond. It churns out in two key hormones. What it does, it travel around in your body, causes changes that helps you react to whatever is triggering your stress. It's things that trigger stress, y'all. Like I said, it can be you being lost your job, you could be had a bad divorce, and you know when you divorce and have children involved, you got to um, set out schedules to be able to see your children, and then sometimes it be hard to be able to co-parent because some make it hard for you. They put you on child support, or they make it where you can't see your kids. All that type of stuff does drive stress, does cause stress. If you having a divorce and you got kids involved, why not let that parent see their child? Why not be a co-parent to that other parent? Because there are going to be times where you're not going to be able to be with your children. Let them be part of their mom's and dad's life. Don't keep their children from their parents. But some people do that though, y'all. We witness this all the time. People keep kids from their dads and moms and things like that. But those are some of the things that cause a lot of stress. A lot. Changing your living environment. You might have had to be homeless. For instance, we live in the petty generation. Yep, we do. And also your living arrangement. You probably was living in a nice apartment. Then you got homeless. And you stressing about it. And I'm sure you might have been and lost your job. And you probably just bought a new car. And you wonder, how am I going to pay for that car? There's a lot of things that cause people to stress. There's a lot of things that cause people to act out. You know, when these people start shooting up these schools and churches, it's something ain't right with those people. Either they had a bad experience, they didn't probably stress themselves out, or they just having some mental issues. And then some of them know exactly what they be doing. You can't put it all on mental health either. You see what I'm saying? So we have to be mindful. So I was just going over some things that really cause stress, from losing a job, financial situation, breakups, um, even social media. And we have talked about this, about social media. You don't have to let social media stress you out. Before you let it stress you out, don't come on. Don't log in. And then if a person coming into your chat, like how they came in my chat today, being disrespectful, get them out. Hide them from your channel. Block them. You don't have to feed into that, because we know the devil stay busy. And we know it be busy on the YouTube streets. People don't want to see people being positive. They don't want to see people growing. They want to keep petty stuff going on. I don't try to add wood to somebody else's fire. You'll just burn up if you wait on me to say something to you. But if I had to say something to you, I will. But what I'm saying is people drive for that kind of stuff. They drive for pettiness. They drive for drama. Why you think if I was on here talking about Frank bedroom life or talking about what Frank cooked in a bad way, or in other words, if I was on here I'm just saying your name for example, Frank. If I was just on here just talking about somebody, my chat probably full of people. People are drawn to drama. They draw. That's what brings people out. I'm just gonna tell you. I talk about recent articles or things going on in the news and things like that. But you're not gonna hear me sitting over here talking about what somebody did in their bedroom, because it ain't my business. Or who slept with who, or who got who husband. That ain't my business. As long as you ain't messing with mine. And when you met with that's what I have something to say. Oh goodness. Frank said most people eat, sleep, drink, YouTube, and so yeah, they do. They do. But if you're not using the social media for a purpose, you don't need to be on. If you're not having your channel for a purpose, and what I mean by that, if you're coming on to just to start at other people or try to put other people down or make another person feel bad, you don't need that channel. You don't use your channel to tear nobody else down. My motto over here will always be, if I can't lift you up, I won't tear you down. I'm going to be trying to promote. If you're in my chat, I always tell people, if you're in my live, on my live that particular day, of course I'm going to say, let's go over there and see what Miss Key did today. Or let's see what Frank or Sassy. But I'm not going to promote nobody that don't come to my channel. That's not what I'm going to do. And I'm not going to promote someone that come in my channel and tell another person to go to somebody else's channel. That is total disrespectful. And I won't let that kind of stuff stress me out. No, some people look at YouTube as a business, entertainment, things like that. And if you do, that is your business. Because some people are getting, it might not be much. Because I was once monetized. It wasn't a lot of money, but it was mine. And hopefully one day I get back there soon. I'm working toward it. But if I don't, I'm not going to stress about it. I'm just rebuilding. I'm about to 500 watch out. I've been working hard. But I'm not going to let it stress me out. Because social media going to be here. But your life, you only have one life. You only have one life. So you don't have to let social media stress you out. If you want to come on, come on. If you don't, you don't. That's your business. But if you do, and if you enjoy your channel, and if you enjoy sharing and doing what you do, continue to do so. Don't let nobody tell you that you should. I enjoy my channel. I like the entertainment. I like the responses from the chat. I like doing the things I do. But when I don't want to come on, I just don't come on. It's just as simple as that. So I was just going over some things about stress. Now we think this right here just showing what triggers stress. What does trigger stress? Hold on, my baby trying to cry. What wrong? Ooh, legs hurt. Why are you crying? You let me give you your chip. You want your chip? Where your corn chip? You want your tongue chip? You don't like that song? Then you chip down. What wrong, Harry? Okay. You wanna come with me? Come on. Let's eat some chip. You sleepy? You is sleepy, man. You sleepy? You don't want to watch your You don't want to watch me Rachel no more. What wrong? Where your cup? This cup. What wrong with you? Huh? What wrong? Where your cup? What's up? What you did with? You sleepy? You miss your mommy? You miss your mommy? She'll be back. Let's see what y'all saying. What wrong? Sleepy? I'll try to see what y'all saying. He's sleepy, y'all. He done watched enough TV. His mama now went on a trip. He'll be back. Let me see. Okay. What Sipo is it? I'm trying to read y'all comment. But yeah, they like that. But we don't have to let them stress us out, y'all. Just do what you do. Have your fun. You know, like I said, this is really entertainment. This is entertainment. What wrong? Catching a cold too. Let's see. Exactly. I had to ignore some people. They be testing me. Testing you. I know that right, Six Ball. They will try you, honey, but you know, like I said, this ain't our life. This just entertainment. You know, it's entertainment, but it can be what you want it to be. If you want it to be your life, if you want it to be your business, go ahead. Kudos to you. You know, but don't knock nobody else from trying to get what they need to get. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, you sheepy? Huh? You sheepy? That's what's wrong with you. You want me to babysit you? That's what it is. I already know that what it is, y'all. He be want to drop money to get him. But yeah. But Frank, I was reading what you said. You almost died 3 times. What you meant by that, Frank? So you almost died 3 times. Wow. I just went back and saw that comment a while ago. I didn't get a chance. Yeah, it's entertainment and it's kind of like a hobby. It's something to do. But it's you get, when you do get a little change, it be just a little extra change. But it's yours. You don't want to put out those videos. You don't want to did those live streams and stuff like that. But yeah, they were saying like things that trigger stress. Let's see what they said. Like I said, I know when my anxieties get high. I know when my anxiety get high because I start my heart rate go up. My heart rate go up. I start breathing funny. And they always tell me, that's why I try to stay calm. I don't like to get upset. I just said, Lord, I put it in your hand. I give it to him. You know what I'm saying? But I know how I be when I do get like that. I breathe funny and stuff like that. You get headaches? Oh, okay. They say your muscle tense up, your heart start pumping fast. That's what I was just saying. Your immune system is activated. These are some signs to let you know that your body will tell you when you're going through stuff like that. Your muscles tense up, your heart start racing. Um, you feel like something just ain't right. You know, you have headaches and stuff like that. So these are some of the conditions that are caused by stress, hypertension, six bold. I gotta keep water with me all times. I'm always thirsty. I be thirsty. Have they checked your sugar? Have they checked your sugar levels? Do you ever get your sugar level checked? Cause I was like that when I had got that procedure. It just seemed like I just needed to drink something. But these are some conditions that are caused by stress. Hypertension, high blood pressure, heart attacks, strokes, diabetes, irritable bowel syndrome. And, and y'all know this is some of the stuff I go through. And stress is what causes some of this. I got IBS. I got hypertension. But I try not to back then when I found out about all the stuff that was going on with me, they diagnosed with me with all this stuff. But I didn't know stress had a part of it. I know now, but back then when I was going through what I was going through, I didn't know it was leading up to all of this. Oh, when they be sticking your finger, when they be sticking your finger, irritable bowel syndrome, skin condition like eczema, anxiety, depression, and infertility. Wow. Woo. I didn't know all that. But I know I got some of the stuff on this list here. I got IBS, anxiety, depression, but I have came a mighty long way because I had to just say I just can't keep letting my body go through this. And I used to wonder why my food never would I could eat. I used to eat. This was before I found out all the things that was going on with me. That's why I be hard here. Like tomorrow, my husband's birthday. We having fish tomorrow. And it's gonna be like I said, a weekend I try to eat whatever. But tomorrow my husband's birthday, he'll be 60, y'all. And he gonna cook some fish. And I be trying not to eat all that greasy food, but I love myself some fish now. But before I found out I had IBS, right? I used to wonder why my food would go straight through me. And they diagnosed me with IBS. And they told me I need to eat more fiber. Yeah, that's why y'all see me be sharing a lot of salads and spinach and stuff like that. I am. You all right? You just want to drum money get you down. Y'all see my baby? He quiet now. He just want to drum money get him. That's child. Look at him. He just want to grandma to get him. Then my baby Kyrie, y'all. This the youngest. The other one ain't him. Y'all would have known she would have been here. She would have been talking. Yeah, they'll stick your finger when you do your like when you go get your blood pressure. Cause child, I got stuck so much this week. Yeah, that's true. Frank, you've been doing so good. I'm so proud of you. I see how you've been changing up your eating habit. So now we've been okay. But that's what they do. They normally stick you with that. They was doing that the other week, checking people's sugar and blood pressure. They had like a do y'all be having that in y'all town sometimes? Like They be having like a day where they check your blood pressure, your hearing. They be doing that sometime in our area. And I let them check my even though I had to go to the doctor to get shots all this week, my blood pressure is pretty good. She said, you whatever you doing, keep doing it now. Keep doing what you're supposed to do. I said, I am. I'm trying. So I told. So right now we're just gonna go a couple more things about how do we manage our stress. I thought you would cry. You just wanted me to hold you. You sleeping. You gonna go to sleep? Go to sleep then. Go to sleep. They said effectively manage stress. Regular physical activity, a balanced diet, sufficient sleep, practice relaxation techniques like deep breathing or meditation. You gonna be gotta work tomorrow. Oh, you got company. Oh, and cultivate a strong social support system. Junior want to get him? He on my. Oh, he's sleeping. I really thought he was by himself or he was in there watching TV. Grandma was right here in that room. You just didn't see me. Yeah. But those are some of the things in which we are doing now. What y'all doing now when he says on Amazon Prime. T got Amazon Prime. Uh, he had started crying. He thought he was by himself. He's sleeping. Look at him. He don't want to cook. He just want to be whole. Look at him. Bye-bye. Go on the feet now. Grandma love you. I think he missed his mama. I know that's what it is. I'm going to call her when I get off of that live in a few minutes. Yeah, you see that move on Prime. But anyway, those are some of the things you can do to help manage your stress, like walking. Turn your TV down so you won't get copyright. Oh, you hear me, Rachel? Turn it down. I probably gonna get it anyway because he sure been in there. He sure been in there watching it. You know they probably gonna sit there playing it away. You know how they do. Child, I don't even want to talk about them now. So those are some of the things we do to. I should have told you to get some French fries. Why you tell me you're going to the store? I forgot to get a French fry. Your daddy won't go cook some fries and fish tomorrow. I forgot when I went to the store. And I got to pick up his cupcakes. I got him cut some cupcakes shaped like a 60 because my husband's going to be 60 tomorrow, y'all. Mm-hmm. They said stress is both natural and for me, it's something we all experience from time to time. In moderation, a small amount of stress can help us feel motivated and complete tasks. However, when stress is too intense or lasts for a long time, it can affect our day-to-day life and even our physical and mental health. You may not be able to avoid stress, but there are ways to manage it before it becomes overwhelming. Okay. You know, we already know what stress is. It's a natural human response to a situation that feels difficult to manage or out of our control. It might be a feeling of pressure in response to a heavy workload or overwhelm after an argument with a loved one. It could also be the thoughts that keep you awake at night and when worrying about money. Yes, stress affects us all, sometimes in very different ways. Like I said, we all stress. It might not be it might be one like you don't stress for days and months and years, but We do stress by some of the smallest things, but we're human, y'all. You know, like I said, God didn't never tell us not to stress. He didn't never tell us not to worry. He always would say, trust him, give it to him. And, we have to just stay positive, stay faith, keep the faith and stuff like that. But that's what I was sharing. So this is my second episode. And we just gotta, take care of ourselves, y'all. Like I said, if you going through something that's stressing you, that stressing you, if you have to just let it go, we have to let it go. I know I done been through it all. I'm just gonna tell you, I didn't been through it all. I done had some ups and downs. I just thank God I'm still here, and that's part of life. We gonna deal with those type of things. Yeah, we gonna deal with those type of things. How can stress affect your everyday life? Stress is like carrying a heavy backpack. And young Riz, I don't know where he at, but I hope he be okay because he feels stressed because of who he is, his religion, because of the behavior of Muslim, and that's a lot for a young man to have that type of burden. And we like Frank, I like what Frank had told him, you can't compare yourself to somebody else because that's not you. And I pray that he, don't have to be feeling guilty about what people of his religion do. We're what? We're African Americans. And we see what some of our people do. We don't like it. We try to help. We try to help each other. We try to tell one another, you shouldn't do that. But still, that person got to be want to help themselves. You can go out your way, but you don't need to have that heavy burden to carry. We see how things be going on in the world. Black, white, all of every race going through something. But we can't carry all them loads like that. Let's see. Yeah, that's what he was saying because he's a Muslim and he think people look at him because he's one. He think people look at him as being a Muslim, and then you see what some of the Muslims are doing. That don't mean that you doubt that person. So let's see what it said. High stress, like it said, stress is like carrying a heavy backpack. At first, we don't notice it's a burden and keep pushing forward. But over time, as more items add to the bag, such as responsibilities, worries, loads become heavier and increasingly difficult to manage. Sometimes our loads be so heavy, y'all. And I'm sure y'all know what I'm talking about. But we always should remember that God won't put no more on us than we can bear. We all have carried. He, yeah, he have. He have. He really have. We all have carried heavy loads. We have carried some heavy loads in life. I can remember times when I'm like, Lord, and I don't know if anybody in my chat can relate. I used to wonder, Lord, am I gonna make it? I used to wonder, Lord, am I gonna make it? I was going through what I went through. My son was in a bad accident and he could have lost his leg. I went through a lot, y'all. I was just, but he just walked through it a while ago. It happened like over, how many years that been, Junior? About 14? It been some years ago, but my son had a bad accident with his leg. And whew, now that almost really took me out. But one thing about my son, he was positive through the whole thing, y'all. He would tell me, Mama, I'm gonna be okay. I'm the one was a basket case. I'm the one was worried and stressed because he was saying he'll never be able to do this or that, you know. But God had other plans for him, just like He had other plans for me and for everybody else. But it just seemed like that was a burden that I was dealing with. But I always remember God ain't gonna put no more on us than we can bear. The whole the burden do get heavy now. It do get heavy. It really do. So that's why I want to bring to y'all today. I hope y'all be in. I know a lot of people don't like to share this type of commentary, but this is what I like to do. And I thank y'all for the ones that I know y'all have your own thing going on, and it's coming up to the weekend. I know y'all probably, doing your own thing, but you do still take time out your night or day to listen and come in and support. And I appreciate y'all so much. I really, really do. I love my GT, y'all, my Georgia Troopers. I love y'all so much. Um, so if we don't figure out how to deal with stress, it can affect our everyday life through how it affect our physical and mental health, relationship, and ability to complete everyday tasks. Um, Nikki, what you said? You know what I've been doing during this weekend, staying healthy. I know, and I'm glad you feeling better. Like it was me the last 2 weeks. Now you going through stuff. I said, Lord, and that's just how life is, y'all. But man, you've been talking out loud. You sounding a little bit better too than what you were yesterday. Well, I ain't talked to you today, but yesterday, big kid, you were really feeling it. But I hope today that like I said, we try to encourage each other offline and stuff like that. But I told her she gonna be all right. She just was going through some things. But the effects of stress on the body can be triggered by a release of hormones, which allow us to deal with pressure of threats. Continued release these hormones over a long time can cause physical symptoms of stress such as headache, muscle tension, racing heartbeat, and stomach upset. If you dealing with any headaches, muscle tension, racing heartbeat, or stomach upset, stress have infected it. Your stress is triggering all that stuff. Alongside these physical symptoms of stress, you may also experience common behavioral, emotional symptoms. These are difficult concentrating, forgetfulness, feeling overwhelmed, constant worry. This morning was rough, but it got better. Oh, I'm glad. I talked to you yesterday. I was like, Lord, this key. You ain't used to going through like taking medication. A lot of people just ain't never took medicine. I didn't never start taking medicine to 2016. I really did. So stress can mess with your concentration, your forgetfulness. It can make you feel overwhelmed. It have you constant worrying, irritable mood swings, sleep changes to your eating habit, using unhealthy habits like smoking or drinking. These are just some of the common symptoms of stress. It's not an exhaustive list. Symptoms of stress can vary depending on what caused it. So it can be various things what cause stress, like some of the things I have went over. Everything that I have read about today is for educational, entertainment purposes only. How can I manage my stress? As mentioned, stress is natural response to problem of threats. In fact, our bodies are designed to cope with stress in effective ways. However, stress can become a problem when we don't experience inner relief, or downtime. As long-term stress can be damaging to our mental and physical health, it is important to know how to reduce stress throughout daily coping skills. Let's explore some tips for stress relief. Okay, this I'm finna finish this section here, and then I'm get ready to go out. Miss Key or anybody else going live? If y'all got something that y'all want us to see, y'all can put y'all link in the chat. Did anybody do anything today? Understanding when stress causes you problems, the first step is recognizing how it's affecting your life. First, they saying if you know stress is affecting you, you got to realize that is the problem. You got to point out and see what making me stress, what's causing me to stress. Find out what is the narrow cause of it. It's understanding when stress is causing you a problem. The first step is recognizing how it's affecting your life and ways to take proactive stress management steps. By doing so, you can intervene before it leads to problems for mental and physical health. If you know stress is doing this to you, making your blood pressure go up, making your stomach hurt, making you feel irritable, things like that, something you got to change. You got to change something about it. To understand when stress is causing you a problem, try to connect your feelings or physical signs, physical warnings such as tense muscles, overtiredness, headaches, or migraines, and as well as emotional signs like irritability and forgiveness. Identify the cause of stress. That's the first thing. You got to know what causes the stress. That's number one. We're talking about managing your stress. Identify the cause. Number two, consider your lifestyle habits. Just like I just said, if you know smoking is causing you, if you smoking is causing you to have problems, don't smoke. Don't be stressing yourself out because you can't get that next cigarette or that next whatever you smoke. If you can't get it, don't worry about it. That's a habit you probably just gonna have to stop. You know what I'm saying? Some people be, when they do that, whatever people do in their life is their business. If you smoke, drink, whatever, if you can't afford it, you might have to just let it go. You know what I'm saying? Create a schedule before you leave the house. That's a good one. That's a good one. They should consider your lifestyle habit. You might have to change some of those habits. Cigarette, y'all. I don't, I don't see how people smoke. I've seen some cigarettes in the stove, $7 and $10. Whoever spoke, that's your business. But I refuse. There's too much money to put in them things. But people buy them because that's what they want to do. But you probably can buy a loaf of bread with it. You probably can get, no, can't get no eggs. You probably can get some noodles or a loaf of bread, maybe some hot dogs. But cigarettes are high, y'all. They are high. So consider your lifestyle change. You may have to change your habits. That's number three. Number four, move your body regularly. That means physical activity, exercise. That help with stress. Uh, Number four, get restful sleep. You know we're supposed to get so many hours of sleep a day, right? They say sleep problems are common when you're struggling with stress and can even make the symptom of stress worse. Therefore, it is important to try to get adequate rest for the dealing with burnout causes by stress. For tips on getting good night's sleep, check out our guide. It's so important that we get our sleep. You never smoke? Frank, cigarettes about $10. You hear me? $7 and $10. I be telling my brother, he don't get the old expensive kind, but he buy the ones that he buy. I'm like, that's too much money. I can't be stressed not trying to pay for no cigarette. Mm-mm. I never smoked cigarettes. I tried it. Just like how you just take a puff. I tried it. And then I tried the weed one time, but it wasn't for me. It wasn't for me. But now, um, hmm now drinking wine, that bite before everything changed for me in 2016. I used to drink beer. But after 2016, everything changed for me mentally, physically, and spiritually. I might drink a little wine, a little big drink occasionally, but before all this was going on in my life, I used to drink beer and stuff. I used to party. I used to do all that. I used to do it all, y'all. Then when I had them good hips, then 6 balls. 6 balls. Then when then when I was able to move both my hips. I could move my shoulder. Let's see, which side? I could use it. Oh boy, I used to do it all. I used to jump rope. I used to do all the exercises and stuff. I used to do it all. Shoot. I do what I can now. I have to do it in moderation. I have to do it in moderation. Because I don't want to, I got a bad disc in my back. I'm sitting over here now rubbing my leg down. Because I said it's time for me to get up now. It's about time for me to get up. But that was some of the things to help manage uh, stress. Get a good restful sleep. Keep a healthy diet. Be kind to yourself. Make a Be kind to yourself. That's also a way to manage your stress. When you're struggling with stress, it's easy to get into a negative headspace, thinking hurtful things about yourself. In these moments, try to remind yourself that you are not at fault. Stress has intense effect on all of us, and it is important to be kind to yourself. You know how sometimes, for instance, you might have lost your job, but it don't mean it was your fault. It could have been maybe you work on an assembly line and maybe the wrong product went out and you were supposed to be the one to make sure that everything gets shipped out and you have to put the labels on, you have to pack it, things like that. And your boss man called you in the office and said, look, we had an order, we lost the customer because your package did was messed up. You gonna blame yourself because you was the one that supposed to make sure that package went out right. But we all make mistakes. You make mistakes. You can't beat yourself up about it. You learn from your mistake, and then you probably end up losing your job behind it. Yes, you're gonna feel bad. You're gonna be stressed. You're gonna be like, wow, maybe I should have paid more attention. Maybe I should have, thought of another way of sending the package out. But you still cannot tear yourself down if you make mistakes. Because we all make mistakes. No one's perfect. So I'm going to sum this up. I'm reading this last one. They said maintain a routine. Like Six Bowls said, sometimes you have to put yourself on schedule. And I know Six Bowls, I know you have to have a schedule in your house, and I'm sure you probably, because you got older kids and you got smaller kids and you got your baby. I know all of them probably don't eat the same thing. Or do y'all kids eat the same thing? Do you have to buy certain foods, or some of them probably don't want to wear this to school. Or they probably want to wear something else. I'm sure you probably have a schedule. Six Bowls. I mean, you got your baby now. You have to probably wash his clothes separate from the others. But I'm sure that you are managing. I think you're doing a good job with those kids and your new baby. So they said maintain a routine and stuff like that. Practice self-care. I'm all about self-care. That's what I mostly talk about. Taking care of you, making sure that you're doing what you do for yourself. Always put yourself first. Be aware of smoking and drinking. I'm not telling nobody not to smoke or drink. Just do what you gotta do. Whatever makes you happy. And be mindful. This is the last one to manage stress. Be mindful. Mindfulness for stress management is a simple tool that can practice anywhere at any time. Research has suggested that mindfulness meditation can also reduce the effect of stress related problems such as anxiety, insomnia, poor concentration, and low moods, or guides on mindfulness and how to practice it. Practice is a good starting point. Mindfulness and mental health. You can read your Bible. You can go over some affirmations. Just stay positive. Stay positive. That's the one thing. Stay positive. Keep the faith. So today, this is the end of my commentary. I hope that y'all have enjoyed. And when I talk about this stuff, I be doing it for myself too. You feel what I'm saying? This helps me also. It's good to be able to keep yourself educated, get yourself up to date on different things about stress and mental health and self care and different things like that. So, this basically what I do on my channel. I try to share awareness every month. So, this month I'm doing stress and I'm going to share some information about autism awareness. I don't know much about it, but I just share information. I also have people who have dealt with autism. They come up and share the way they live, like Young Reds. He said he's autism. I think Terry, he's autism. Joshua. There are several people on my channel that do have autism, but I think they are some good human beings. I think they're positive, and we're gonna share some information about that. I want to thank everybody for giving me the thumbs up. Thank y'all for tuning in and listening. Y'all have a good night. I'm a probably seeking I check out that movie with Frank talking about, and I heard a lot of people talking about that movie, but I'm not sure if anybody live now. If anybody live now, let me know. I can check you out. But until next time, y'all continue to stay blessed, stay encouraged, and always stay what? Prayed up. And until next time, bye bye. Oh, I gotta check it out. You call what you said called duplicity. I had my son do. You have to download that, right? You have to download Amazon, or you have to pay for it. Thank you, Six Ball. Thank y'all for coming over. I hope y'all enjoyed the commentary. I think I had downloaded one time before when I watched something. I watched something on Amazon Prime before. I had to go in there and see because she got those. I think she got a fire. What they call that thing? She got a fire stick or whatever they call that thing. Where she get those different things. But all right, you guys. I'll see y'all. Y'all have a good weekend. Bye bye. Bye bye.